Hey, it's me, Jimmy D, and welcome to our DC Fandome coverage, because I didn't expect for them to release kind of as much information they did on The Flash as they did. For a
Because
very
to be frank,
short,
this might be the only fandom they do.
well, they've already broken it up into two parts, so there's going to be another Fandome later in September, because they had too many panels to cover over the 24 hours that they originally planned.
I'm trying to figure out what the fuck they're going to cover in September.
I don't know. But the Flash panel, as short as it was, it released a lot of information. Um,
Okay, so it released two major pieces of information. Um, One, it kind of released a little bit about the whole story.
yeah,
It released his fucking suit.
yes, the suit, man. Let's talk about the suit.
Suit.
I
I
like
like it.
I like this suit a lot better than the suit we got in Justice League. Now, don't get me wrong, we still have to see it actually like live action, not concept art version, but
Right.
it
And there's
looks
also the problem with
better.
Ezra Miller's running.
Yes.
There's also the problem with Ezra Miller's running.
So his new suit, the concept of art alone looks better than the strapped together pieces of metal that was his suit in Justice League. With that said, I'm very intrigued because one of the concept art shots was him with Batman, but it wasn't Ben Affleck Batman, it was
Well,
Michael
it wasn't.
Keaton's Batman.
Which, okay, two things, two theories on that. One, yes, Batman made it for him. Two, when he jumped to the multiverse, he at least used some of the resources that Batman had to make his suit, a la the Peter Parker with Iron Man's resources
Mm-hmm.
from Far From Home.
Yes.
Which I'm thinking, if you want my odds of the two, I think it's more of the second one.
Yeah, I think Michael Keaton is going to take a more Iron Man type role where he is kind of overseeing the Flash and all the younger heroes, because the rumor going around with Michael Keaton Batman is that he's going to survive and he's going to continue and he's going to be a Batman Beyond type role to Batgirl.
Yeah. Well, so have they confirmed if Batgirl's showing up?
Not in the Flash, but it's been hinted at and talked about that Michael Keaton will more than likely be a Batman Beyond type role for Batwoman in the Batgirl in the Batgirl.
Which makes sense.
Yeah.
It's their version of Batman Beyond because Batman Beyond, it's their version of Batman Beyond, but instead of actually doing Batman Beyond, which really sucks because Beyond's really good,
Yes.
you know. But I'm still okay with it.
Yes, it's still intriguing
What
and it's
I'm
interesting.
what I'm more interested is you now have confirmation that Affleck is reprising his role in the Flash movie.
Yes.
So my whole thing is going to be is I wonder if they're going to do the ending to the Flashpoint animated series of where, hey, I met you, or at least a version of you, and like I met Bruce Wayne's parents,
Mm-hmm.
somehow be still being alive or whatnot, or I don't fucking know. This is all theories, so and because I love the Flashpoint animated movie.
Mm-hmm.
It has probably one of the best endings ever, where he delivers the letter written by Thomas Wayne.
Yeah. Which is completely touching. Um,
It's great.
But the thing is, I'm also intrigued because if Michael Keaton's Batman is going to be the Batman that lives,
Mm-hmm.
Affleck, is he gonna like sacrifice himself, um, or something?
No, so here's what I think. I think it's going to be the whole reason that I think Athens more is going to be a cameo of
Yeah.
it's going to be Barry showing up, realizing that the multiverse fucking exists,
Hmm.
and realizing that there's this possibility because the whole running joke from the first Justice League movie was, so what's your superpower? I'm rich. And he's like, who would I know that could have the technology with my brains to help me build a device to go to travel to the multiverse?
Yeah. And
Bruce Wayne.
I feel like because there is another rumor with the Flash that Grant Gustin, the Flash from the TV show, is going to at least cameo in the Flash movie, which would make sense. They
Makes
could
sense because
redo
Ezra
that
Miller
shot,
cameoed.
but you could redo that
Yeah.
shot as Ezra Miller testing out the treadmill, um, for to travel the multiverse and everything.
Or you could have the scene of like, yeah, I time travel. Oh, I time travel too. How do you do it? I get on an interdimensional teleport. I get on an interdimensional transport, which reach Mach 4 speed. And he's like, how do you do it? Friend gave me a watch. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so
It's gonna go this way.
yeah, so it's going to be interesting.
What I want to know is who's the villain?
Yeah,
Because the only person I could think of that would make sense is Zoom.
the I am that's a big question mark because the villain is going to be vital to this whole movie.
Because everyone's so like, because if you've noticed, all DC has kind of pushed forward is the idea of the concept of Flashpoint. But if you've actually read the comic, which they're kind of basing this off of, one of the major points of that comic was Zoom. Was
Or a
Zoom
reverse
basically
flash.
coming back? Well, yeah, Reverse Flash, Hunter's on Zoom, whatever,
Yeah.
Reverse Flash. Um, basically coming back and telling Barry, dude, you fucked up hard.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like you have become the thing that you hate.
Yeah, and it, the the villain is, like I said, is going to be vital because if the villain's just weak, I don't.
Yeah.
The rest of it's going to kind of fall apart.
Yeah, like I'm not going to care about all this Flashpoint shit. You know, like this is interesting, and this is more of a this. It's going to feel more like this is a studio thing and not a Flash thing.
Yeah.
You know,
You need a villain to cause Flashpoint, or at least Barry to cause
and the only
Flashpoint.
person that would make sense is Reverse Flash.
Yes, which they haven't introduced at all. So like you're gonna have to really.
No, they haven't. If you've noticed, they've been very hush hush quiet about who the villain of this movie is.
Yeah.
Like they're so pushing forward to it's Flashpoint and time travel and all that, and based off the comic, and like that's cool. Who's your villain?
Yeah. And like I said, you can set up if they do it really well. You can set up. Now, one thing about the panel I did not like as much was the fact that they were hyping up the director hard, real hard. And he's an okay director in my eyes. I feel like he fell a little flat with It Chapter 2. And they were showing a lot of It Chapter 2 on this panel.
They were also showing a lot of the original It, which I stand by and say the It Part 1 is actually good.
It part 1 is
2
fantastic. Part 2 just fell apart.
It Part 2 it's steady for the most part, and then like the third act it just starts to fall apart because they don't really they knew how they wanted so they knew the beginning and they knew the ending. They didn't really know how they wanted to get there.
Yeah, and it dragged on. And there was a lot of unnecessary parts in It Chapter 2.
So remember, there was no orgy, so
True. That would have been a huge unnecessary part. But I'm cautious with this Flash movie.
I am too.
Because Idris Elba hasn't shown to me him as the Flash.
He showed me as Barry Allen.
But not the Flash. And
Flash, no.
If we have a whole movie of him running like he was in Justice League, it's going to be cringe. I'm still
I
interested.
have a little bit of faith in DC.
I do too.
Because for the most part, their last few movies have actually been pretty good. I know people have been give or take on Harley Quinn's movie.
Yeah.
I liked Birds of Prey.
I did too.
I didn't think it was as great as something like. So I didn't think it was as great as Shazam. Everyone loves Shazam.
Shazam's
People
amazing.
are mixed on Aquaman. I like Aquaman. I like Aquaman. I think Aquaman's story is stupid as fuck. The Jason Momoa carries that fucking movie of just not giving a fuck.
That and um the whole directing and cinematography of Aquaman is
Is
beautiful.
great. Birds of Prey I like because it's just dumb, stupid popcorn fun.
Yeah.
Okay. What's going to be the issue here is they're going to try to tell a serious story, you know? And it's like, okay, get it.
Yeah.
But your writing has to be good. You have to have a decent villain. It's not
Especially
like
with,
1984. It's not like 1984 where you can bank off of like the chemistry between the characters you've already set up.
yeah, and one of the big parts with the Flash is it has to be written well. It's dealing with time travel
Oh,
and resetting the
they've
universe.
here's the thing. They've said multiple times like time travel is hard to write. You're right, it is hard to write. That's why most people don't fucking write time travel stories.
Like even with Endgame, Endgame's time travel is all over the fucking place.
No, and I'm sorry, and I'm sorry. No, and I'm sorry. This is a DC video, and we're shitting on Marvel. But yes, Marvel needs to be fucking shit on. I do not accept the excuse of the Russos gave of when everyone first complained about Endgame about, well, don't worry about it. No, motherfucker, you kind of have to worry about it because there are some things in that movie that yes, okay, you cannot worry about and forgive. There are other things you really fucking can't.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. But we want to
And
know.
I don't
Go ahead.
want that to happen to Flash.
No, no. We want to know what you thought of the Flash panel. What did you think of all this Flash news? And join our discussion. All that in the comments below. We do cover a lot of DC shows and films, so make sure you hit that subscribe button. And like
And you
always,
know what? If you've made it to the very end, write in hashtag run boy run.
okay, all right. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. And like always, we will see you in the next one. Later.